Listen, welcome to TFG tonight. I'm your host, Mr. Haynes. Everybody in that place. But once he out of here, guess what? Pop! And all of us coming down. That's why I had to go and talk about Ivanka right quick, because they coming to say on this one.
Oh,
You is.
This is what I love about President Barack Hussein Obama. No matter what, he kept it 100.
I was just going to bring that up.
That's right. Yeah. So listen, if my company told me that I had to do something that I said, man, that's a little, we tripping. I mean, bro, half the country voted for a man that took diversity out of employment. Half the country voted for that man.
That's cool. How you doing? Okay, let me go get some more stuff. Thank you, guys. You're welcome. How you doing?
Stan, who's the boss?
The one in the blue shirt.
The one in the blue shirt?
Yep.
What's his name?
Prince Lorraine. Prince. It's freshly squeezed.
You enjoy that.
It's delicious. It's very good.
Good morning, everybody. Did y'all see that video? Good to see y'all. I haven't seen y'all in like 7 days. How y'all been? Welcome to TFG Tonight, which we are the morning show that you can watch at night. Did you know that? Yes, and I am your host, Mr. Haynes. Good to see y'all, and happy Memorial Day. Although we're celebrating the dead, right? Yes. But I just want to say to all those that serve, thank you for your service, right? Hey, y'all, we just saw an amazing video, right, of people that are doing what? Making great decisions. You have entrepreneurs, right? You have gendered differences. You have age differences, and you saw what? Race differences. But what you saw was people making decisions to what? Be great human beings, right? I just want to open up with that video, right? Because that was great, but we're going downhill from there. Sorry. Let's bring the family on so we can get this thing started. Hey, he is. Look at him. I mean, listen, if Sex in the City was a group of people. Good to see y'all this morning. Y'all all right? Y'all all right?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Y'all, that's Rude, that's Ken, and that's Mr. Lee Black himself. Y'all, hey, what y'all think about that video, man? That was really cute, man. The bubbles. I mean, all we were missing was a unicorn, right?
Yeah, it gives you that little warm, fuzzy feeling inside.
It does.
For about 10 minutes, and then we go back to
Right, but that's what I'm listen. Hey man, I listen. I just want us to be, a family that's unbiased, and it ain't all about the bad stuff. But listen, we can't be afraid, even if they don't want to hear it. Sometimes we don't want to say it, but doggone it, we got to do what we got to do.
Right.
But I just wanted y'all to know that we are trying to promote harmony, and we're trying to promote a better place. And so we want to showcase when you see good things happening, man. So shout out to the bikers and shout out to the little entrepreneurs and shout out to Prince. Yeah. All right. That's another topic for another day, right? Y'all ready? I'm excited. Let's get into this thing. We got time to go. All right. Cuts in unemployment benefits. Lee, they doing y'all like that up there in Georgia?
Georgia's a special place, man.
Man, I know it, man. Everybody ride the short bus there, don't they?
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm telling you. Listen, guess what? Honorable Greg Abbott, he said we ain't taking unemployment no more from the government. You know why? Because everybody got a now hiring sign. I even saw the man on the corner asking for change, asking for money with a sign, and right across the street said Kentucky Fried Chicken was hiring. I said, hey, bro, go across the street, man. They hire you. I mean, it is what it is. So, and I see both sides of it, right? So they say we don't want to accept the unemployment because they feel like that people are mooching. They becoming lazy, right? They oh, look at her. She ready to go. All right, look, I see you. Not no, wait, hold on. Not yet. Hold on. They mooching, right? They laying up on the government. He said, listen, we're gonna take away all that cushion so y'all can get the pushing, right? All right, Rue, you go on, burn for it. What you think?
You already know what I'm about to say.
I know what you're about to say.
Look. They've been. I keep on saying I don't. In the pandemic, okay, and everybody's quarantined and people were getting laid off from their jobs and stuff like that. Yes, it was absolutely necessary. I get it, but as soon as we were able to go back to work, I went back to work and I did what I had to do. I enjoyed my family time, and then now it's back to business. So if I can finesse it, I don't see how anybody else doesn't have that opportunity. And I don't want to hear anything about, there's no jobs and this and the other, because like you said, there's help wanted signs everywhere. And if you don't want to work for somebody, you can start your own business. This is capitalism at its finest. So I don't understand how you couldn't take advantage of the situation. Everybody wants something. If you have a skill, utilize it. Make your money.
Okay, well, stay with me. Stay with me. They said they were going to expire on September the 6th. Why not wait a couple more months?
Why not just wait?
Yeah, what's wrong? All right, I'm just asking. All right, hold on. I'll let you think about it. Black, what you got, man? What you got, man? I mean, is they pulling the trigger too soon? Got to give people time, man.
Absolutely, but I think this is punitive. You asked the question about what's going on here in Georgia. That's what this is about.
Grab your mic down a little bit.
I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, that is.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Uh-huh.
You asked what's going on here in Georgia. This is a punitive reaction from them losing those 2 Senate seats. That's what this is about. Because you guys bring up the perfect point. You've already made a deal for it was going to expire anyway in September.
They mad.
But everything we're seeing that's going on with the GOP and changing election laws, they're angry because they spent over $500 million and lost 2 Senate seats, which swung the balance towards the Democrats. So quiet as kept, the governor Kemp here, he's punishing the hell out of the people he's holding most responsible, because by cutting unemployment, they know that this is affecting most of all people of color, minorities. And so this is a punitive action. So all the things you see happening, Florida, Georgia, they're punishing who they think are responsible for costing Trump the election. That's what this is about. This is about getting back at them. We already losing the mayor here in Atlanta. She's stepping down because of all the foolishness that's going on here. Stacey Abrams have a fight on her hands, but this is punitive.
I don't want to take that rabbit hole, but I don't really understand why she's stepping down. But that's okay. I don't go there right now. Okay, Ken, before you go, I want to add this moment, right? So, there's a gentleman that predicts that the state's economy is going to take an active fall if they decide to cut unemployment benefits. It said it's going to slow down the recovery, especially in some of the harder hit areas with high unemployment rates. That's where it's going to hurt the most. These benefits have been really important, he said. The unique nature of the pandemic triggered job losses have made it more difficult to measure as well as predict how the job recovery will continue. So,
can I add one thing?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's
because on the flip side, I want to agree with Rue that it is time for them to go back to work. Look, some of these people out here were lazy before the pandemic. They lazy during the pandemic, and they're going to be lazy long after the pandemic has gone this way. There are a segment of people that do look to take advantage of the system. And you know how the thing goes. You give somebody an inch, they take a mile. Now, I thought it was, to Rue's point, I thought it was a mistake to extend it to September in the first place. The reality is, this is me personally, there are jobs out there.
There's a cap. Everything got to end.
And this is my personal opinion, but I'm a single guy out here. Now, you want to talk about a rabbit hole. I take you all the way down that rabbit hole. Is not just those people who should be going back to work. I think extending a lot of these benefits and rewarding some of these people who got a lot of these rugrats around here by giving them extra funds too. When more money comes out of my paycheck, they hit me first. I'm a single man with no dependents, and they come to me first. So when I see one of these nasty, filthy no goods out here who got a bunch of roaches and rats out here, and they get to eat a whole lot better than I do, and you're going to reward them, there is no incentive for them to go back to work. And I'm sorry, but yes, I said it.
Let's see, there ain't no rabbit hole. You trying to take us to the Underground Railroad.
Look, I feel the exact same way, man. I don't want to see that mess. How the heck? I got more kids than all y'all. Y'all got one kid and get $600 in food stamps. Man, get out of here. Are you serious?
Well, listen, the economy is yanking on two sides. The rich get richer and the poor get more wealthier. I mean, hey, we're gonna get into. I got something to talk about there when we get to that CRT. But hold on, let's go. I'm ready to get there. Let's go. Ken, what you think, man? It's unemployment, bro.
Man, it's a double-edged sword. I know the one thing that with the April job report that came in, and that wasn't as hopeful and as good as they wanted it to be from Washington. But I would say this, man. I would, personally speaking, I was a casualty to the pandemic. I was laid off from my job, and I'm a professional. I work in the television industry, and it depends on your industry. I can honestly tell you, my job in the industry that I was laid off from, they're not bringing those jobs back. So as a professional now, I'm having to figure out to reinvent myself, and that's cool. I'm on my hustle. I get that. But my thing is, some of us gig workers, some of us freelancers, you cutting this out from under us 3 months earlier. It's like, okay, I get it, but I'm like, it was going to expire anyway. So let us get the rest of these couple of little checks. I ain't living off of y'all. I ain't taking advantage of the government. I done worked all my life. So
I think I'm just a little bitter. That's what it is. I didn't get my unemployment check.
And that's all good. As black folks, we know how to survive. You feel me? But my thing is, I know what these governors from these Republican states, I know why they doing it. I mean, so you telling me you turning down federal money that doesn't have anything to do with your budget, and you could care less about the people like gig workers like myself? That's you cutting it out from under us. So I get it's political, but it is what it is. It's the American way, right?
Okay, so I have to take my shades off because I'm gonna get personal right here. So I'm gonna speak on both sides of the street for this, right? So I worked in the pandemic. I had a clown fire me. I don't even want to go there, but he was a sucker. You know what I'm saying? And he fired me in the middle of the pandemic. I think I drew one unemployment check before I couldn't sit. Like, I'm not finna sit. You know what I'm saying? I've been working since I was 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? I probably could have sat for about 6-7 months. I took one unemployment check and I already had another job, right? Because that just ain't who I am. So I think for the most part, the problem is I think everybody's having is that there were some people that had their cake and they ate it too, right? And there are some people that said, "Oh, y'all coming to Club Couch? Oh, we've been sitting here over here at the Red Bricks, the ghettos, and the projects. This what we've been doing." So I think it just spoke to the truth about where people are. Like, if you got unemployment, you got it. Whether how long it took you to, how long you kept it, is that speaks to your character. And I guess I'll say it like that.
I love that.
It doesn't even matter like when they're gonna stop it, where they're gonna stop it. I think that's just creating the whole back and forth with the government, right? There's always somebody got something to say about something somebody's doing, right? Nobody's gonna ever like. But the problem is that I got it in the pandemic and I only took one check. So that just speaks to the individual. Go ahead, yeah.
And I agree with you, Brent. But let me add this too.
Sure.
I don't want people. I've applied for jobs, but guess what?
Yeah.
Most of the jobs I applied for, they say I was overqualified.
Yeah. I mean, and what you're saying, yeah, and this is
so your demographic is not the ones that I have an issue with.
Yeah,
because I love what you said, but it speaks to a pervasiveness of the people who take advantage of the system.
Right.
Who I'm talking about, those able-bodied people. That's why I started by they were lazy before the pandemic, during and after. I'm talking about that demographic.
And it just exacerbated it, right? Because that's the long scale that we're dealing with. You got the Kens, you got me, then you got where Lee talking about, and it's this whole this tree branch of different realities, right? But I'm just trying to hone it in and just say it's just keeping up mess, right? They're trying to force the hands, but y'all don't even understand the people you forcing the hands for are the people like Ken, like me, where we don't even understand that we're trying, and you're not even putting the effort into understanding that all the tributaries that come with, well, who has what and what's up. What you say, Brittany? Employers are low balling because they know people are desperate. Yep, everyone is taking advantage. That's exactly right.
And I've had that happen. I was like low balling me, like, you can have it for this. Like, whoa, brother.
Yeah.
No, man. I'd have been in this game 20-some years. You think I'm gonna work for that?
Yeah, you ain't gonna play me like no sucker.
No, you ain't gonna play me like that. No.
Yeah.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Right. So it's just the reality of everybody's. Okay, we got so much more to talk about. So this is a whole show. Yeah, this is a thing that we're gonna run with this thing. So speaking of unemployed, let's go to the next topic.
well, they ain't unemployed though. But anyway,
well, they got fired. Well,
they resigned.
Well, hey, listen, tomato, you know what I'm saying? What come first, the chicken or the egg? I don't know. But I want to say something now, because there was a morning team that just run the video. I want to show y'all something happened a few weeks ago. So Juan Williams is on the show called The Five, right? And he's basically the only black dude, he's the only black dude on the show. And normally, he's on there whistling Dixie, hey, black guy, what you got for us? Oh, yeah, so. Thanks for the black perspective. Y'all know I used to do on Family Guy. Hey, tell us what's going on. Hey, the big black dude be hollering.
It's a really great show.
Yeah, right. Yeah. The parodies, right? Just a hilarious comedy. So all of a sudden, he's had enough. And he actually said, why are y'all spreading these lies about Joe Biden want to cancel meat and Kamala Harris want to do this? And so my man's on national television. I mean, live. We ain't talking about backstage. And he started going off. And he's like, why are we telling these stories and lying and carrying on? And it's what's so funny is, man, like one man on Fox News actually had to go on his show and recant some of the things that he said the prior day. And even a writer for the network, she went on record on a newspaper and said that they were making her write these things. And because she did that, she quit, because she said she wasn't going to write this stuff anymore because it wasn't true. And I said, well, wow, Fox News is turning into like a little tabloid now, huh? You just want to give salacious stories and just make stuff up?
National Enquirer.
Yeah, I'm thinking Juan Williams, you might not, it's going to go from the 5 to the 4. That's some nice looking people over there too. I said that man was gonna be gone, and I'll be doggone. The brother's gone. And, I mean, you know, call me what you want. I just know. I listen. I call it like I see it, right? And my man, you on the wrong stage, talking the wrong lingo. Well, guess what? You they already counted unemployment, so you better here and find your job. I hope you're not overqualified. So again, Juan Williams is no longer on the, and then guess what? Donna Brazil, poor thing, she done went from the left to the right. I don't even think they got another news station for her to go to no more. I think she's back on CNN now.
No, she's back to ABC.
She's back to ABC.
She ABC now. Yeah.
Oh, see, that is see that. So my thing is, you know, was it something that they didn't know, or was he just falling on the sword? What do y'all think?
Casualties of war.
That's it.
To be honest with you, whether we want to admit it or not, for the past 4 years, Donald Trump was big business as far as the news was concerned.
Shit.
You know, literally nonstop 24-hour cycle. Every time he turned on the news, they covered every single thing this man did. And it meant a lot of money, especially for Fox News and MSNBC and even the regular network channels. You know, my issue was always then you have a narcissist that you're rewarding with the one thing you could actually use against him, attention. And so here you had these two qualified journalists. It's not that they're bad journalists, but they bought into the sycophantic behavior and they made their money off of it. Well, now that we have a new administration, it's casualties of war. So I can't feel sorry for them. But as you see, she's found another role or whatever. My issue is on a much larger level with the news itself. He came in and discredited the entire news cycle, the field, and it ended up being right. The reality is that the news that we receive now, I don't watch it at all anymore. I get my news off my phone because it's all watered down. They all benefited from him being in office. Now some of them are paying the price, you know, his cronies. And so we're supposed to feel sorry for him. So I just don't. But I'm sick of you want to talk about the muck and mire and swimming in the mud? The whole thing needs to be overhauled. You know what I'm saying? You ever see that movie with Jamie Foxx and the guy where he's going to tear the whole damn system down? They need to tear the whole system down.
Yeah. Rue, what you think? I mean, is it just like Lee said, the casualty of war, or y'all think it's something bigger? And again, this I don't want nobody to misunderstand. Everything that go on in this world ain't about racism. I just want everybody to understand that. Yeah. It's the pig pen. We're gonna get to it, but I'm just telling y'all, it's the pig pen, right? Because if white and black people understood that if y'all operate in the same financial tier, that we're fighting the actual same person, right? The same government that y'all love sometimes and hate sometimes. Listen, we dislike the same thing y'all do. We just got more to have to deal with. Like ain't nobody got no problem because y'all skin, but we still carry the same issues y'all do. I just want y'all to let y'all know that. Okay, sorry. Rue, sorry. You ain't got nothing?
No, I ain't got nothing on that because I feel like there is something else going on, again, because I'm a conspiracy theorist. There's something else going on, but I can't really put my finger on it. And it's going to have to do with freedom of speech because you have, especially with all these, you know, I know you say we're not going to talk about Trump today, but yes, well,
you said that.
He gets a look. Lee started it. He said it first. So, but they, you know, him actually correcting himself and saying, and we said last week about fake news too. So I have all this stuff jumbled up in my head.
Okay.
So we have the fake news.
I ain't got no plunger for you, so I ain't unclogging.
We have look. We have the fake news. We have the censorship and the decensorship of Trump, and then you have you know, a credible person in the news sitting there saying we're not credible. So what is that gonna do with our? Hey,
thank you,
Brittany.
man.
Thank you, Brittany. Appreciate that.
For the Haynes for Pastor. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Man, God bless you. Will there be another? Come on,
right?
Saints, will there be another?
So I'm like trying to put everything together and say, are we gonna start are we going to start doing stuff to our freedom of speech? Like, what's going to happen with that? Are they going to start trying to amend that part? Because I don't know. It's
going somewhere.
It's taking me in like a totally different direction. And I know this probably has nothing to do with it, but there was a book out, I think I actually have it, of how the ways of words will change over the course of so many years. And it actually talks about how, like, you can't use different pronouns anymore, how everybody's sensitive to the things that you say. There's no political correctness. And if there is political correctness, it's not necessarily politically correct. It's going to be just watered down, like you said. So I feel like I need to finish that book so I can get some better ideas. But I feel like it's a conspiracy theory going on. I'm going to let you know when I figure it out.
You know what's so funny is, I thought she didn't have nothing to say. And then she go for 2 minutes.
She said she didn't have nothing.
I can't wait to when she talk about she got something to say. Right. Man, I mean,
my bad.
Juan and Deborah. I mean, that sounds like a new TV show on CBS. Juan and Deborah. But I mean, was it just time, or
you know, my thing is especially with that. I mean, technically, what I read is Juan is still going to contribute as one of their lead political analysts.
Oh, he's gonna go get their coffee.
So that's coding for eventually we're going to phase him out. That's basically what that is. That's what because anytime anytime on the job when your responsibilities they take it away.
Right.
Yeah, you got one foot on the banana peel and the other one in the grave. You about to go. You about to be buried. So that's what that's about with Juan Williams. And the thing about the news media, and like I say, that's my background. It's become most people don't trust it anymore, and I can understand why. Because a lot of these networks, especially cable news networks, speaking of which, Fox News say they fair and balanced. That's their slogan. And we all know that they don't report news fair and balanced.
Yeah,
we know they lean to the right, as well as we know CNN, MSNBC sort of lean to the left. So we get that these news organizations aren't really being fair and balanced. So when you got these personalities, i.e. Juan Williams and Donna Brazile, when you decide to go to these certain stations, like I was shocked that Donna went to Fox because I know that she was a Democratic. She was a straight Democrat. She's more liberal.
She got pissed off for CNN though. For something.
Yeah, right. So I was like, okay, that's kind of cool that she went to Fox because I was like, okay, now maybe we're gonna start seeing fair and balance. But then too, I knew that was just a publicity stunt. I already knew what that was. So yeah, my thing is Juan and Deborah, don't feel sorry for them because believe me, they still making 6 figures somewhere. They'll be all right.
There we go. Now, Lee, you wasn't milking no cow down there. What you talking about? You saying money? Right? No.
Yeah.
That money, man. Listen, I don't mind being on the black person on the show either. If you want to shoot me 6 figures,
I'm with that too.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So, all right, Juan and Deborah, good luck to you. We'll see y'all on another station.
We'll see you on the other side.
Right.
Right.
All right, what we got next, man? Predatory. Oh, now listen.
Yeah.
By show of hands, have any of y'all ever listen? Y'all know y'all get your title back with Title Max. Yes, sir. Right? Them payday loans. Anybody? Easy does it.
Yeah.
Real, you ain't. Okay.
I was a manager. I was in that industry.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Okay, well, this is what I love about the morning show because we're gonna get some insight tonight. Y'all
so if you're military, they don't give them to you, so I couldn't get one of them things.
What?
If you're currently in the military, if you go try to get like a title loan, cash loan, anything like that, like those payday loans and stuff, they cannot give it to you.
Right.
So when I was in, I could never get one of those. So I never just had to have it like of just going
that's correct.
Use that as an option. So.
Oh wow!
Now, when Uncle Sam tell you that you can't get it, my goodness, he
already
know what's up.
He already know what's up. Exactly.
Wow. Correct. I'm ready to get into this thing. So listen. So in the great state of Texas, right? There's a local station, Channel 8. They did an investigative story on those payday loan stores. Somebody applied for one last week, 338% interest.
Yep.
What?
Yes.
Correct.
Well, congratulations. That done came down. So hold on, we're gonna get that came down. So the thing about it, all those little places y'all see on the corner, you know what I'm saying, that used to be Williams Chicken or Taco Bell, you know what I'm saying, they done turned them things into payday loans. And what was really interesting about this story was the fact that people said that the banks weren't giving certain people loans, right? But then they found out that the banks were actually giving loans, but they were going through these payday loans and these month-to-month pay loan places. They were going through there, then giving them those hike ups. Lee, I'll let you go ahead since you kind of walk us through this thing. Let's get in here.
I literally worked for a company called Advance America. Yes, I'm putting them on blast.
Oh yeah, I heard of them. I know. Paid very well.
Wow.
Basically, predatory lenders and these type of companies, they're the revamped versions of pawn shops. You know, we go back to our parents' era when you got in trouble and you need a little bit of money. You think about the good times.
That's right.
You know, you went and pawned your TV. You know, so this is a modern version of the pawn shop, but obviously with the spin. And so you're actually right. The interest rates is you can charge whatever you want to, basically. And so there's a good and a bad side, because when this first came out, there really was in minority communities, you know, where banks, you know, the average African-American minority can't walk into a bank and get a loan, you know, especially a short-term loan. And so these places started popping up at such a rate because what it allowed was people to be able to bargain and use their paycheck. That's you know, there's different types. You know, you have the cash loan places, you know, and I work for both of them, to be honest with you. So I did title loan in both of them. And I know intricately how they work, you know, but the thing of it is that they end up passing a law. This is about, you know, because they've been around for a while. So let's go about 10 years ago.
829, my goodness.
So about 10 years ago, they were popping up at such a rate. They initially passed. This is why I got out of it, is because I could see where it was going. They passed a law where they were popping up at such a rate that they end up. The first law was that they couldn't be in so many feet of each other because they were truly fleecing the community. We were so good at what we did is, you know, my store was the #1 store. I literally would go to apartment complexes and hand out flyers. Think about apartment complexes and people get behind on their rent. And so instead of you going to a bank, you came to me.
That's it.
But the thing of it is, once you get in that cycle, you cannot get out of it.
Wow.
You cannot get out of that cycle. You know, we got you. Once you're in that cycle, you cannot get out of that cycle. And so what we're finding out now, though, is like anything else, once something makes money, big business came in and said, well, wait a minute. Instead of making him my enemy, I'm going to make him my friend. So behind the scenes, especially under Obama, remember under Obama, they passed certain laws where they started regulating the banking industry, the credit card industry. So the banks went behind the scenes and start working in cahoots with the payday loan companies, because for poor people, this is an opportunity for them to go in and get money, but they're caught in a continual cycle. It's a brutal, brutal game. And in those same companies, they expanded. So they not just do payday loans, they sell other products as well. You can pay your bills there, you know, you can sell other products there. And so that's what it is. But it's a brutal industry.
Wow.
Man, just personally, and I get everybody involved. Like I did it when I was in my early 20s, right? I remember Easy Pay, you know what I'm saying? And man, I would go in there and I would make those payments. They say, hey man, you can refinance, man, and we'll lower your payments down. So. I was like, well, shoot, yeah, I could keep 100. I mean, man, it's the mindset of people, right? I wish I could go back in time like Bill and Ted, and I would slap myself in the mouth. You get your butt out this stuff. That's what you think about. I mean, be patient and stop tripping over that $500. But again, that's okay. We're leading up to somewhere, y'all, right? We're going to this CRT in a little bit. Hold on, we don't get there. These things are little nuggets to drop us along the way, so we can teach y'all something about this thing. My advice. Brittany said robbing Peter to pay Paul. No, that's called raping and paying your pimp. That's what
that's exactly what that is.
I ain't no Peter and Paul or nothing. No, you taking it and you giving it to your pimp. That's all it was, right? And so,
yes, sir.
My thing is, y'all, and I'm saying this to my people, And my people ain't just black people. It's anybody that is in the same struggle that we are, and which is we're trying to move this thing forwards, right? And so I'm saying to you all, you got to be patient, right? You got to have a level of contentment, or those tax refund
Yeah.
advances.
Right.
Exactly. That's
Same
right.
thing,
But
yeah.
wait, here go one more. Y'all want to buy that 88-inch TV for $25 a week?
Yep.
I mean, listen, it's all a part of the mindset, right? It's because we desire what so and so up the street them got, right? Yeah, if it's from car to house to stuff, I mean everything. Listen, like Lee said, you will take a $500 loan from that place, and you'll end up paying $3,500.
So
yeah, that's right.
Really
Yes, sir.
quick,
Yeah.
it's a reason they're called cons. Well, I mean,
That's a store.
yeah,
Yeah.
is that the same thing? Like
That's a store. Yeah.
Yeah,
they
it's
do
a store.
they do the week-to-week payments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Rent a center.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But it's getting so bad now. Like I think Best Buy and them started to do this stuff. Like they just trying to catch. I mean, first of all, it's like you'll take paychecks. They'll take your paycheck as long as you got money, right? And they'll say, "Well, do it like this. You can pay it out."
Wake up. T-Mobile, Sprint. You want a new iPhone? And the iPhones
Oh, you
are
could do monthly
$1,200.
Yep.
It's a cycle.
That's it.
That's it. I know where you're leading with this, Brenton.
Yes.
I know where you lead with this. You have to wake up.
Yes, y'all gotta chill out, man. And if you ain't got it, you ain't got it, right? And if you ain't got it, there's a reason why you ain't got it, right? And if you keep listen, they talking about you play
the only way. Sorry.
No.
Like, I think the only way that actually works is if you have the money designated and it's getting reported to the credit bureaus. Because I know for some people that are trying to actually build credit, they do stuff like that, like a Snap Finance or like those monthly payment things, so that they're showing payment history. Because if you're like me, I don't do credit cards. I don't do anything like that. So I would put money to the side and then pay it off within like the 10 days or the 30 days so that it reports on my credit. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you're right. But that's different.
Yeah.
But I'm saying,
different.
like, for
That's
the people that, if you're not utilizing it in that way, I don't see any point in making those payments like that. Like, why rent something if you don't have the money already designated?
I'm telling y'all.
That's the part.
Real talk, and I'm gonna let Ken have it. This is what I'm saying to y'all. Like at the end of the day, like if you're gonna borrow some money, like, and you get income tax, and y'all selling these food stamps, I ain't playing with y'all, and y'all can't go pay off that stuff because y'all want something else.
Yeah.
It's not the government's fault. You being played by your own problems. That's it. So don't keep getting played, right? Like, yeah, you can't invest. You know why? Because you can't even stop living paycheck to paycheck. So this is the reality, y'all, right? I know the world is they've showed us on the movies that we can have the pursuit of happiness, right? And what is it? The life, wealth, and happiness, whatever. Yeah.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Thank you. Yeah. No, I just showed y'all Bubbles and bikers selling lemonade to the little black kid named Prince. Okay, that I already showed y'all the story, but we ain't there yet. Ken, I mean, what you think about these predatory lenders?
You know, I mean, and it's amazing that they put them all in our communities. You know, that's where you see them at. You don't see them out in the burbs. You always see them in the hood, just like we always see the liquor stores. And you know, my thing is desperate times sometimes for people take desperate measures.
Well,
but if I could speak to if I could speak to my people, that's it. Don't even go there, because what you're gonna end up doing, you're gonna be stuck in that cycle, and you're gonna never get out.
Yeah,
never get out. They're gonna keep baiting you, just like you said. And I've done it. I'm not sitting here telling you I've done it.
That's
you know,
right.
I go back and refinance. Oh yeah, keep just like you said, Brenton. They know how to sweet talk you. Oh, how you doing, Mr. Kendrick? Oh yeah, you been paying. Okay, yeah, you know you can keep that little.
The one
yeah,
beloved.
really?
That's right.
Yeah.
Walmart doing it. Oh man, yeah. Listen,
Walmart is doing
Walmart.
this. Yeah, I mean, but I think some sort of a regulatory commission needs to regulate these businesses. I think the government should make it a little bit more, be more cracked down on their lending practices. I mean, because they're preying on poor people. They're preying on people with bad financial habits, and they're making money off of it. And not only that, the big banks like the Bank of America's, they got their hand in the pot too. So they making money off of them as well.
Sure.
So, I mean, I think the government, they always want to be in everybody's business. Once you get in their business and cut out this predatory lending companies.
Yep. What you say, Brenton? Or you all fall behind and mess up your credit, which is a whole other issue. Listen,
exactly.
If anybody know my wife got her credit together, and I mean, she won't even let you sneeze on that thing. You hear me?
Yeah.
She won't let you. Don't you invest on my credit? Don't invest on my credit. Okay, sister. All right, sister.
Right.
My goodness, y'all. So I just want us to be careful. You had your hand. What's up? Go, Rue.
Well, because I was thinking, like, I'm not, I guess, trying to go off a
It's
little
more
bit,
than
but
just
I'm
fixed
looking.
incomes, Brittany. Shantae.
Oh,
She says fixed. It's more than fixed income because people are working 2 jobs, right?
Yeah.
They just can't chill out, man. They won't chill. You got 3 jobs. You can't even enjoy the money you making because you're so dog tired. Because in 2 hours you got to go to your next job, right? I tell you, the new job, you got to get a budget. Let a budget be our second job. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I think I was looking at it from like a different scale. Like they're putting those, they market them that way because they know that usually in those lower income areas, they're of course not going to have the capital, right? But rich people do it all the time too. So we're looking at, this more wealthy people, and they're like, how do white people make money? And they're like, they basically reduce the cost of overhead. They'll basically make whatever they want pay for itself, right? In this instance with the lending, we're looking at them like, oh, well, they're not really paying for it. They're financing it. It's because the credit that they have built through other means have given them, basically giving them that opportunity to be able to finance in that way. When we have it on a smaller scale, we don't have the ability to pay it back because their interest rates are high, or our interest rates are higher. That's what I'm getting out of what y'all are saying.
No.
So what?
No.
Go ahead.
I love
I'm gonna
the
let you answer. Let her ask a question so you can answer it, Lee.
No, go ahead. You might answer it because I'm looking at it and I'm like, I understand it's predatory to put them in those locations. I think where it goes wrong is because the interest is high and the fact that, we are kind of eyeballing stuff that's beyond our means. However, if you're putting it in relation to like wealthy people, they're using the same concept, but on a higher scale because they have more of the finances to do it. So what makes this more of a predatory thing is what I guess my question.
That's why I knew what she was asking. The difference is that when people of wealth run into financial issues, they literally go to a lending institution,
right?
Bank, credit card union,
who have restrictions.
You get a line of credit.
And take out so this is the thing, they take out an actual loan, small short-term loan line of credit with regulated interest rates.
That is
based on
it is the interest rate.
And that's what makes it predatory.
Yes.
That's what makes it predatory.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So if I'm Mr. Williams and I got a good working relationship with my credit card union, you know what? I want to do an addition to my house. So I'm going to take out $3,000, but because my credit is good, I'm going to pay that loan back at an interest rate of 1.7%. That's fine.
Right.
But what makes it predatory is these institutions are setting up in communities that don't have the ability to borrow, don't have the ability to pay back, and so they at the mercy of them charging whatever they want to. And so the interest rate is over 300%
correct
higher.
Right, but isn't it a civil issue at that point if they want to try to get their money back? How could they can't garnish you?
Yes, they can.
Yes, they can. Baby,
can they garnish you?
Baby, I work for Advance America. Think about this for a second.
Just think about who Lee
payday
is.
Loan company. You give me your check, I have access to your bank account.
That's it.
The moment that let's say it's your
but that's a contract though.
No, you've signed that. So I'm telling you how it works.
Yeah.
I'm telling you how it works. So when 2 o'clock comes in and your due date is on that date, I walk in, I'm sending my person to the bank. they're walking in with a cashier's check. They're giving me my money.
Yep.
I'm getting my money. You signed that contract. You agreed to pay me back at a certain time with a 363% interest rate. So you borrowed 100, you paying me back $140. And my goal as the store manager is to keep you going up, up, up. If I can get you to the point where you borrowing $300, now you paying me $350 back. That's every week. I have access to your account, and with an ACH payment, I don't have to even go to the bank.
Right.
Snip, 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 snip. I'm getting my money back. So now I've just taken $350 out of your bank.
That's right.
It's Friday. You can't pay your bills. You right back in front of me.
Yeah, see, and again,
Dang,
there's so
okay.
many different areas that
I'm glad I didn't have to do that. I look, Uncle Sam did save me.
That's right. That's the reason why.
Uncle
That's
Sam
the reason why.
was looking out for you.
Right.
Sure.
And that's so that's so crazy.
There is
That's
no
why-
way.
That's why the military cannot do it.
That's so crazy.
That's why the moment you walk in my store and you military, I cannot even let you sign that contract.
That is so deep. That is so
Wow.
deep.
And you know that's amazing to me. If the military can't do it,
That's right.
why can the average Sam and Joe walk in and do it? This country is so jacked up.
Listen, we dropping so many nuggets in this doggone bucket that we get into.
I'm glad I asked though, because I didn't want to be like slow, because I had to ask for those of you that don't know.
I'm gonna just tell y'all, and then reverse mortgages.
I'm not alone.
Then reverse mortgages, y'all next, right? Don't y'all do no reverse mortgages. Don't do no title. Listen, do a title loan when your car raggedy. Right?
I was also a subprime lender.
You don't even want it no more, and I can just keep it.
Man.
I was also a subprime lender right before the housing market crashed. I done a lot of sneaky shit.
I'm gonna talk about you, man. Listen, you hold on before we get out of this. I'm gonna say something to you, because you know what? I'm gonna talk about real talk right quick, because you class. You know what? You are. I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you. Okay, so listen, I'm just telling y'all, ain't nobody out there trying to help y'all if they trying to run your that interest rate up past 10%. And
that's right.
And again, I'm just telling y'all, man. Listen,
Right.
I know these old folks are dying, but they had some good knowledge. Man, my granddaddy kept money under his bed, in his closet, but a doggone it, he ain't never set foot in no lending store, y'all. Yeah. Come on, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that car. If it gets you from point A to point B, keep driving that thing. Right?
That's right.
Ain't nothing wrong with that house. Listen, put some paint on it. Clean. Get them knucklehead kids up and clean up.
That's right.
So you can see the carpet. Okay, all right. Doggone it. Listen, okay, all right. My wife is watching. I ain't gonna go there. All right. Well, listen, I just want to say that for all y'all, I hope y'all learning something tonight, because that's what we trying to do, right? We trying to make everything better for y'all. So at this time, listen, we have Brother Ken. He's gonna cover some sports, but guess what? This segment to you is brought to you by what, Madam Brittany? Thank you.
There we go. That y'all know what this is. Y'all know what this is. My fantasy football league people. Where you at? Talk to me. Yep. I need to see you. You need to talk to me over here.
I'm right here. I'm taking all heads.
I already know you taking heads, Brother Brenton. Hey, this is the TFG Sports Fantasy Football League. We about ready to get this thing jumped off.
Yes,
what we need you to do first, we need you to send in that $50 entry fee via Cash App to $Jaquithia Sims. Make sure you get that in. And once you send that in the memo field, make sure you put your email address and TFG Fantasy Football. Once Jaquithia gets that, she'll check the email. And you need to check your email for the invite to join the league. And all funds need to be in by July 31st. Now, we're going to have 2 leagues. The first draft date for the first league is August 10th, 7:15 p.m. Central. Myself, Kendrick, and Charles Moore, who's a fantasy football league expert, we will be hosting the draft live. So make sure you bring your fresh drinks, bring your thinking cap, bring your trade, all that. Bring that. Now, if you make some offer some crazy trades, like I said last week, we're gonna laugh at you now. Now, don't be trying to get over on nobody. So make sure you be ready for that. We're gonna have a good time, a lot of interaction. We're gonna do that live. Now, the second draft date for the second league will be the following week, August 17th at 7:15 p.m. Central as well. Myself and Charles will be hosting that live as well. Now, I forgot to tell you guys, for the first place winner, Brenton already said he gonna do his thing.
Oh yeah, everybody playing for second place after that.
The first place winner wins a cool $200. The second place winner wins a cool $125. The third place winner wins a cool $75, and the fourth place winner, you basically get your entry fee back. You win $50. Now, see, when you won't have to go to a payday loan. If you win this money, you ain't
okay at this time if you ain't got $50.
You ain't got to go get no title loan or nothing. You go ahead and give us that 50. If you win 200, you good for that week. So we can't wait for this. We're gonna have a good time, but I gotta tell you this: the first 24 is only 24 spots left, 12 in each league. So the first 24, once you get your payment in, you're in there. And if you miss out, you miss out. So get your payment in July 31st. That's only 2 months away. You got time. You got time. So we waiting on you. Let's go. Let's get this done.
Yes,
we're gonna be in that thing. So and we're gonna have a good time. So
all right, Ken, you got something on sports for us today?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Talk to us, brother.
And I know everybody's been hearing this and been seeing this. We got some ignorant people. We got some fans that's just showing but let's just go and put it that way. I was gonna say the other word, but I'm trying not to cuss. I'm trying to
I appreciate
that down on that, brother. Brenton.
That's right. The kids ain't made it to school yet.
Yeah. So last week we had two NBA players. One had popcorn dumped on him as he was walking out the tunnel. That's the Washington Wizards' Russell Westbrook.
As he ready to go get that boy.
As he got injured, he was walking out the tunnel, and some ignorant fan dumped popcorn on his head. And if it wasn't for the security that was walking him out, that brother, whoever poured that popcorn,
died.
Yeah.
I think Westbrook forgot about his injury. He was trying to get them boys so bad.
Westbrook, yeah. That cat would have been choking on that popcorn box.
Hey,
I can tell you that.
Oh my goodness.
And then the next day, Hawks guard Trae Young was spit on by a fan as he was inbounding the ball. He was spit on by a fan. So both of those fans have been banned. They did a swift investigation. Both been banned from those arenas. And let me tell you this.
Yeah.
Another incident happened last night with Kyrie Irving in Boston.
Yep.
Had a water bottle thrown at him by a fan that actually grazed him. That guy was arrested and charged with assault. 21-year-old Cole Buckley of Massachusetts was arrested and charged with assault and battery by means of a dangerous weapon. That just happened last night. So we got 3 incidents happen where fans have losing their doggone mind thinking that they can, throw stuff at players, man. Listen, this stuff has been going on and it's just gotten out of hand. I think a lot of these fans just think just because they pay $300 for a seat or they paying $1,000 for a seat, they can just talk to these guys and throw stuff at them like they circus animals or it's just ridiculous. And I think you need to start charging these people. I mean, criminally charge them because it's ridiculous that you're doing this to other human beings at your convenience. And you had the woman a couple of months ago that was talking noise to LeBron James, her and her husband up it was in Atlanta. They up just cussing him out, just because they paid $2,000 for a courtside seat. So do I think that it's gotten out of hand? Absolutely. I think these stadiums, I think these teams need to protect these players and they need to prosecute these people to the highest extent of the law, in my opinion.
Bro,
it's a shame, man. It's a shame that you gotta regulate people doing the right thing. Like, it's ridiculous. Not just in sports, but just in general, in life. Yeah. Why do we have to have that, like, overhead figure? Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, really? Your mama should have taught you better.
I mean, when somebody gonna throw something at Christian Porzingis?
That's a whole other conversation.
I mean,
that's a good point.
When somebody go through, and again, y'all, and this is what I'm saying. Y'all say, well, all y'all keep talking about is race. No, all y'all keep doing is stuff that we need make us talk about stuff that y'all doing. It's not about us wanting to talk about it. Guess what? If y'all never did it, then we would listen. Somebody, no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm being facetious when I say why we're not throwing it at Christian Porzingis. What I'm saying is, if you look at it, everybody they doing something to is the people that look like us. And my issue with that is, listen, don't y'all think black people mad at some of the white people that's missing them shots? Listen, don't you think if Steve Kerr and John Paxson started missing shots, don't you think we would have been mad because Mike wouldn't have had all them titles? Right, we wouldn't have been. But ain't nobody trying to throw none at them. So I don't understand, like, who's the animals? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Who the animals? Who
that question does not need to, like, look, that question does not. We already know the answer, so.
Yeah, we already know the answer. That's that hashtag privilege, man. You know, it's amazing to me that the only people that's throwing stuff at us is mayonnaise folks.
It ain't us. Yeah.
It ain't us.
I'm glad, though, Brother Ken, you mentioned the guy's name.
Yeah.
What I think should happen, you know, like in NFL, when a guy streaks across the stage, they try not to show his face because he's doing that strictly for attention. He knows he's going to be on TV. But in this instance, there you go. I'm glad you mentioned his name, Brother Ken, because what should happen is, just like we're doing Karens, modern day Karens, and they're losing their jobs. They should post their face and name on the Jumbotron and keep it up there.
I'm with you. Yes, sir.
Because these same people you mentioned, Brother Ken, who paying us $300,000, they got jobs.
Yeah.
They represent companies. Put them on full blast social media, Jumbotron, so that we know who they are.
Yes, bro, y'all should have seen, oh boy, he was trying to take selfies with the police officer. It was like trying like a badge of honor.
They think it's a joke. They think it's a joke, man.
Yeah, it's funny to them. These old frat boys. What you got?
No. Oh, when he said we're in the age of addressing Karens. Oh my God. I have to say it in my Karen voice. I met a Karen when I went and got my nails done. I had a Karen for real. I was like, dang, I get to see it up close and personal.
Did you take a picture with him? Listen, we taking all selfies with Karens this year.
Look,
right, yeah, for sure.
I met a Karen. I couldn't help myself. My daughter was with me. You know, my oldest daughter was with me, and she was like, "Mom, stop. Mom, stop." I was like, I was roasting her the whole time I was in there. I said, "Oh, a speck, Karen? A speck? She missed a speck on your finger? Really? Lord help the audacity!" Like,
all right, sis.
Put them on blast.
I
couldn't stop. I was just like, "Oh my God, it happened in real life while I was there." I was like, "Yes, I get to go in."
You're a bully. You're a bully. Oh, you're a bully.
Now, be nice. Be nice to those Karens.
Again, look, it's an eye for an eye. It's karma, and I will play karma incarnate when I am around.
All right, Karma San Diego, we appreciate you. Well, listen, to all the brothers, you know, this is why Kyrie be tripping. This is why KD got a fake Twitter, because you know, they just want to give some of that same energy y'all keep trying to give to them, man. Listen, I remember LeBron James said when they asked him, "What you think about that loss?" I mean, I think he was trying to throw shade at him for some reason, and he was like, "Look here, y'all. I got 64 million reasons why I don't got no problem right now."
I know that's right.
So shout out to the bottle throwers and the popcorn throwers, because y'all ain't gonna ever see not even a sniff. Oh man, look at that thing right there, man. Come on,
thank you, brother Lamar.
Appreciate it, brother.
Appreciate it,
man. Will there be another?
Yes,
come on,
sir.
Let's go get it.
Yes.
So, Ken, appreciate the sports insight. Now, listen, y'all, we need a drum roll right here, because y'all know I've been waiting since 2:00 this afternoon to talk about this thing. Man, let's go to the next topic, because I'm excited about this one. Oh, look at that thing. It looks so pretty. Critical race theocracy.
Yeah,
I'm a little dyslexic this evening, y'all. Yeah, Lee, get your water ready, because we finna go. I at least need 20 minutes on this one, y'all. So y'all hold on to it, now. Y'all listen. If y'all don't know what this was, the news has been really, really funny about how they talk about this. Like, it's very ambiguous. Y'all like that word?
Right, yeah.
I just want the people to know that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got a couple more of them, like conspicuous.
You sound like did you go to TI school of big words?
Hey man, I actually went to DeVry. No, I'm playing. Listen, y'all. So listen, this is what we do to our people. We break this stuff down so that our people can understand what these folks are trying to do and talk over our heads and tell us about things that don't make sense. But listen, this is very important to us. If y'all don't hear anything else I say in the last 59 minutes, 17 seconds, this is very important to us. So please pay attention. Please talk to your children about this. The critical race theory. I'm going to tell y'all what it means. The critical race theory, it means it is an academic movement of civil rights scholars and activists in the United States who seek to critically examine, hear what I said, they critically want to examine the law as it intersects with issues of race and to challenge mainstream liberal approaches to racial injustice. Hear what I just said. This is about somebody academically looking into and examining not the people, the law, the government, the Supreme Court, the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever court you go to, Judge Judy, Judge Mathis, I don't care, whoever. They're examining how in the world that we got to this place called critical race theory. Now, what social media and what this mainstream television has tried to do, they tried to put us in the pig pen with this and make this about racism. It is not about racism. It is about what this country tried to build itself on. And now instead of deconstructing and then rebuilding, they want to take a wand and think this is bewitched and wiggle their nose so it'll go away. It ain't going away. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I looked into this, which was so interesting. Do y'all know there was a time that the Supreme Court held a ruling that minorities could not be citizens?
Yes.
The Supreme Court held that up, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not about, again, the pig pen of social media and going back with white folks. No, this is about what this country thought was right and what they were doing as it related to black people, minorities, and how they should live their life in this country. They are wanting to take this away from people educating their children on what this was. And if we allow them to do that, that means that your great grandchildren will think that there was no such thing as racism, that there was no such thing as Jim Crow, that there was no such thing as slavery. You can't do that. And we cannot allow them. I don't care what they teach my kids in school. If they don't teach it, I'm teaching it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So does that mean that the history would start after slavery? You can't. I don't see.
I'm gonna tell you something. Have you ever bleached your shirt on accident? That's what it's gonna do. You're gonna look at it and be like, "There's stuff missing here. What is? It doesn't make sense." Have you ever wrote an incomplete?
Yeah, exactly. How would you be able to? Because even afterwards,
they're gonna have to skip 400 years.
No, you couldn't even do that even currently. If you just went into at what point would you start history?
They've been doing it. You got to understand something. They've already been taking stuff out. Like if you go ask some of your white friends about some of the things that has gone on in history, they're gonna say, "Oh, we never learned that." Like, what's wrong with teaching Texas about what really happened in the state of Texas? Like,
so they don't know. Wait a minute, I gotta go to ask my kids now.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Let me. Did you think Juneteenth was just about big red and beans?
No, I knew what Juneteenth was, but I'm saying.
I'm not saying you. I'm just talking to the people.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I'm saying like there are people that don't even they think that black people just pick the day out of a year to talk about just because they want to eat soul food. Yeah. No, Juneteenth was a real thing, and they're wanting to now to make that go away because there was a man by the name of Derek Bell in the 1980s who talked about we need to see what is it, why in the world was this thing called race implemented into our system of government. This is what it is.
This is such an American thing. So I was raised over part of this is I was raised overseas. My introduction to culture was in Germany. It's really weird because I didn't get that racism stuff until I got to the States. It wasn't like in your face like that. I had pale skins teaching me about my culture, Egyptian culture, Asian culture, like all the cultures. So I was very I knew the what's that book? We are all alike, but we are all different. Like that was a part of me. So to come back here in the States and now we're diminishing history that I learned in another country, it's weird to me. Because then there's no way that we could have an identity. Even no matter if you're white or black, you're not going to have an identity because the history is not going to be factual. If there's that many gaps, how do you know who you are? You don't. That doesn't make sense to me.
That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to choke it out.
They don't, and they don't want specifically for us to know who we are and where we came from, because they want to cut all that and to make that narrative fit, because of appease their guilt. You know, it's just something.
Well, what does that do as a people? Like, if you have everybody believing in the same thing, like that, okay, there is no racism, then what would that do? What would the effect or the consequence be if racism did not exist? Let's say in 10 years, they went ahead and did this canceling out, this cancel culture on racism. What happened? What would it look like if they did that? What do you think it would look like?
As it relates
to just people in a whole. If there's no racism, then what identity will we have as a people? Like, what would that do to us?
Go on, Black.
So what it does is it completely invalidates us as human beings. There's a reason why over the last 4 years, the Supreme Court has been stacked.
Yes, sir.
We talked about, when I first joined your show, Brenton, this was one of the first things we talked about, I remember. And we were talking about them stacking the courts. And the whole thing at that time was, if a Democrat wins the office, would they change the law to balance the power? Now that Biden's in office, he could theoretically add a few more seats to the Supreme Court to balance it out. Because as it stands right now, the courts are stacked in favor of those who think the way Trump thinks. And so you started just talking about critical race theory. What it does, Rue, is that if they can convince here in America that racism is a fantasy, it really didn't happen. And we live in this age now of social media and virtual learning. We're talking about raising a generation that now is that their ancestors are no longer valid. Because here's what's happening here. The reason why you're seeing all these fights every day on the news is because the white man, I'm saying it point blank, no chaser. They know that in the next 15 years, they're going to be the minority, and their fear has taken over. It's no accident that when Trump was in office, he surrounded himself with all white men, because there is a systematic push. His whole campaign was run on Make America Great Again. If they can invalidate racism and erase the history of Black people from a legal perspective, then everything we worked for in the last 50 years doesn't matter. It's invalid. So they're literally trying to repeal and peel back everything, the progress that we've made. That's why here in Georgia, that's why they're passing these laws, because what they're essentially saying is that we can't say that there's an unfair advantage for our people to get to the voting polls, because everything is even. Forget that they've had a 400-year head start. And if they can make that a legal argument, oh my God.
Yeah.
Do you know what that would do?
Yeah, you talked about these
But I
words.
feel like it would.
You talked about these words and how they're going to change over time.
Yeah.
That's literally what they're trying to do, right? They're
Right, but that means if you're taking out the racism, you're taking out segregation, and you're taking out everything that basically was in opposition,
America didn't
that means
start
you
to
would basically have
2001.
to say, no, you would have to say that you'd have to actually give correct Black history. You would have to say that.
Not according to that. They won't. No.
Then what are we doing? We just landed here? I don't get it. Like, I'm not understanding how that would.
But that's the point.
Yeah, that's the point.
In essence, I'm gonna say it in a more simple way. They're saying, forget about slavery. That happened so long ago. Stop talking about that. And to your point, Rule, they've already started doing that. Right now, with what's happening with the attack on the Jewish community, immediately there was bipartisan support to change the law immediately. But we still can't come to a consensus. It's 1 year since Floyd was killed, and there's been no movement. There's been a conviction of Chauvin, but no movement. But an attack on a Jewish synagogue,
and then you get
immediately
happen like that.
And so I want to introduce
right here in Georgia when they attack the Asian people from the
right,
South Carolina,
exactly,
immediately. But when it comes to African Americans, let's wait and see, and we're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna think about it, and let's see, and let's hope, and this and that. It's already happening.
So you're saying that what they're trying to do is just take out black people altogether in the history books?
Correct.
You're right, and legally, and they
legally.
I don't know if they want to take away black people. They want to take away what was done to. Yeah, that's right. The truth about why black people have a problem with things being said and why they do it.
Brother Brenton, let me add one more thing. I'm sorry, but remember when I keep talking about on the show, don't focus so much on the big elections. It's the smaller local elections, because you can win that battle in the White House and still lose the war. Yeah. Because on a state and local level, if they're able to legally say that we don't have to teach about Crispus Attucks and Frederick Douglass and Nat Turner and this and that, you're going to have a whole generation they already don't know anything. But imagine 20 years from now, that if that's legally doesn't have to be taught, imagine what that does. The survival of any race of people is predicated on its history and heritage. And
whatever is common. And whatever is common.
There you go.
Okay,
so if there's a commonality of understanding that that no one could be prejudiced or racist, and that means that if you brought that to HR, you brought that to then that means it doesn't exist.
It's the pink unicorn. It's the pink unicorn. It's like there's no such thing as a fat skinny person, right? No. So I want to introduce I want to introduce a video, and then I want to bring up one more point, and then we'll move on.
Catherine Watkins, 8th grade humanities teacher at Cedar Park Middle School, and my pronouns are she, her, we, and us. I'm going to say something that's not nice and not sweet, but it's true. If you're not evolving into an anti-racist educator, you're making yourself obsolete in this field of profession. Our district is only getting browner and browner with our children. And so obviously you can't change your melanin, all right? But you can change your mind so that you can actually function in a district that is full of BIPOC children. So if you're being resistant, I understand that, but you're going to have to eventually come to the light, because if you're going to keep with those old views of colonialism, it's going to lead to being fired, because you're going to be doing damage to our children, trauma. And so as we fire the teachers who sexually abuse our children, we will be firing the teachers who do racist things to our children, traumatize them. And while our district might not be completely on there, OEA is working on it, all right? NEA is working on it. And so it's just a matter of time. So it's like you either evolve or dissolve. You've got to start walking with us.
That was a very... Yeah.
I'm sorry. Maybe I wasn't supposed to be bothered, but I was a little bothered.
Okay, go. What's wrong?
One, if she understood the racist ideology that she's talking about, she wouldn't be wearing what she's wearing, first of all, because that's appropriating a culture that doesn't necessarily belong to her. That was my first problem. And then the second problem I had is you're talking to a group that was predominantly people of color, whether Hispanic, brown, like I think I only saw one white lady or one white dude in there besides her. So racism by definition is something that we could not be. A person of color by definition cannot be racist. So why are you talking to us about racism? So that was the other problem that I had watching that. And then the other problem was the fact that she had so much. I identify myself as pronoun we, she, he. Oh my gosh, she hit everything, didn't she?
Yeah.
Right out the gate.
Yeah.
We taking the pronouns out, the gender identifiers. She had to say that up front, and now she's talking about us. We all need to not be racist. Okay.
Yeah. So again, listen, we could do a whole show about this, and I'm not going to evolve or dissolve. Great quote. Yeah. Yes, that was good. So I want to say this, and I'll give everybody another round of this moment. My problem is, y'all, is do not sit back and wait for these people to teach your kids.
Yes.
Like, don't
Right.
do it.
Yes.
Do not do it. I mean, shoot, if you got enough sense to Google the new outfits and all this TikTok stuff and all this y'all doing now, listen, teach your kids, right? Like you said, who Frederick Douglass was, right? My children shouldn't be appalled that they don't know who Emmett Till is. Like, my kids know who Emmett Till is, right? And every time you see a cycle, this is what this world is about. It's about creating cycles. These things didn't just come up overnight. Critical race theory didn't just start over and this new word. No, this been here. But we're having to recycle it again. So don't miss your opportunity to teach your children, especially when the moment comes, right? Because there's going to be another incident that you're going to have to be able to now tell the story about how we got here. And the problem is with my nice white constituents is that they don't like being embarrassed. And the louder we keep talking, the bigger our platforms. That's why now they've just taken their ball from the court and they said, fine, I'm going to become the referee and I'm just going to make rules. And now y'all not going to play basketball. Y'all going to play football, but y'all going to shoot a football in a basketball hoop. What? That's what they're doing. They're not wanting. The game is becoming less and less interesting to them. So now they just go and they just change the game. And that's the problem. So don't get caught. And again, and I want to say this, and then I'll open it up to y'all. The solution is for us to not keep getting mad at them and going off on them. This is one thing that Derek Bell, who is the author of this thought process, this is one thing I thought that it was very interesting about his position about critical race theory. He used a term called interest convergence. Interest convergence. And what this is a theory coined by the late Derek Bell, law professor and spiritual godfather to the field of study known as critical race theory. Interest convergence stipulates that Black people achieve civil rights victories only when white and Black people will converge their interests together. We can't do this thing. We can't do this thing without them. So, like I said, I'm gonna tell y'all something that bothered me. When Tim Scott and when Kamala Harris both said that there was no racism in America, that is clearly the definition of classism is greater than racism, right? If all the rich Black people don't think there's a problem, right, because they made it, well, shoot, any rat can get into a crack. I mean, it don't matter how small the crack is, but the problem is that the crack that you got in ain't the same crack that they smoking on the streets. Okay. So I'm just saying, all I'm saying to you guys is that we got to stop fighting this racism thing and understand that the same government that white folks don't want them to take away their guns is the same government we don't want them to take away our existence.
Exactly.
Okay. So we got to stop fighting this thing with them about racism, and let's, like Lee said, we got to change this game. Y'all stop trying to be basketball players and be professors, right? Stop trying to be football players and get into some of these congressional offices, so that we can change these things.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I mean, interest convergence, whatever. Y'all got some more thoughts on this thing? Because we'll be here all night.
You stole my point, Brenton. I read this thing and that was the most just stuck out what Derek Bell says. He says that the idea that the interests of Blacks in achieving racial equality will be accommodated only when it converges with the interests of whites. So that means to tell me is we got to make them comfortable with us until they are vested in our interests.
That's right.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't gonna make them comfortable. I'm gonna keep making them uncomfortable. And I'm
Go
just
ahead.
gonna keep it funky.
All
That's
right, I'm
all I
with
got
you.
to say.
Yeah.
I have
Why
made
do we
a
have to
habit of
accommodate?
that.
How do we have to? Why do we as black folks always have to be the turn of the cheek? Why do we
Right.
have to come in the room and make everybody feel comfortable? Why do
Yes.
I'm just? I mean, you know what? I get what he's saying, but I mean, man, we shall
Again, this
overcome,
comes
and
from
we
an academic.
march it. Yeah, and I get that, but you know, all this marching and we shall overcome and singing and all this, just and kumbaya, it ain't
No, now they're
happening.
attacking the school
Yeah.
system, and that's the
So now
part
they
that
try to
I
right.
warned already that we
Yeah.
needed to start changing laws in our education system because
Yeah.
I could have sworn I said that already. Didn't I say that we needed to attack our education system? And now you put on here today this woman, this white woman talking about, look, I warned y'all. I said it.
I think
I
her name.
remember saying it.
I think her name is Karen too.
We need Bessie the voice back. Go ahead, Black.
Go ahead, Black. I'm
I'm
good.
tripping.
Well, I'm with everything, and I like your point, Kenny, that we don't have to meet them halfway. We don't have to hope that they come onto our side of thought because they don't do it for us. It's constantly shoved in our faces that the Holocaust is real. We're taught never to forget that it happened. Movies have been made about it. So you talked about solutions right here tonight. You mentioned about basketball players. LeBron James, although he's not the greatest player ever, Michael Jordan is. But what I love about that man
he's a better human than Mike, in my opinion.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go. He basketball, Mike's my man. Yeah. But as a human being, tonight, tonight, show is on, produced by Maverick Carter and LeBron James, talking about the 100th anniversary of Tulsa. Yeah. And so that's where he's putting his money to good use because he's making sure
that's right
that we don't forget that it happened. And I just implore other people in positions, the Oprah Winfrey's, who have their own networks, to step in and stop always reporting on things that tear our race down, but use your power, your ability, your celebrity, because if they're going to be fighting to wipe us away and whitewash history, we need to fight back with the tools that we have to make sure, just like we never forget the Holocaust happened, slavery is real, it happened, and it wasn't no damn just 6 million people that died.
Facts.
Listen, this has been Critical Race Theory, and I just want to say, y'all, I had so much more to talk about, but out of the respect of our attention spans, I won't do it. But y'all just know I had a whole lot more to say about this thing. So, all right, y'all, let's get on to this next thing. Listen, y'all know what time it is. Mr. Lee Black, holla. Oh my, look at those words. Okay, holla at her for a second.
Oh my.
You guys know what gets my ire. Yeah, so I'm sitting here on my long weekend, relaxing, and I came across a couple of stories that just ruffled my feathers. Sinead O'Connor. When have thanks for the look on your face. Like, when have we heard her name?
Right.
But it's in the news right now because she's got this narrative out and an article out about how she spent a hellish night with Prince, and how he treated her so horribly. Now, if you read this article, the story literally tells how Prince, who's famous for inviting people over late at night, who famously writ the song for her, that her whole freaking career is defined by the song that Prince writ for her. Nothing compares to you. That's what she's known for. But Prince invited her over one night. She accepted 3-4 o'clock in the morning. She gets to his house in their kitchen. She's telling this story how that basically he says, well, do you want something to eat? She says, yes. He said, get it yourself. Oh my God, how rude was that? And then he says, well, we're going to have a pillow fight. And during this pillow fight, she realized that something was in the pillow that really was meant to hurt her. This is actually her story. That the hellish night she spent with Prince, where he told her to get something to eat in his home, and they had a pillow fight. But she's in the story is about how he was treating her so bad. And then you got my man Quincy Jones, who's talking about how he never collaborated with Elvis Presley because Elvis was a racist. Okay, tell us something we don't know. And then, of course,
right.
they won't let poor Michael Jackson rest, even though it's known that they lied to. I'm tired of people shitting on dead people.
Huh.
If you got something to say it to them while they're alive.
Well,
Don't wait to make your bones now that they're dead and they can't defend themselves. Last week, we talked about Kwame Brown. Bravo, Kwame. He took this abuse for so many years, and finally he says, I've had enough. And he's in a position where he used social media to his benefit to come out and roast some people to the point where some of them are apologizing.
huh.
Well, guess what? Prince can't defend himself. Michael Jackson or Elvis Presley. Whatever we think of these people, they're dead now. So since we talk about giving people their roses while they're alive, don't shit on them when they're dead. Sinead O'Connor, sit your ugly ass down.
My. Sheila E., get him. Sheila E. gonna throw them drumsticks at her.
I know that's right. Get her, Sheila E.
My.
Wow.
Okay.
Hey, hey, brother Lee never disappoints.
Never, Doc. You hear me? I mean,
I'm with Lee.
He gonna take him to the bank. He gonna get him a mortgage, and then he gonna rip them all off, buddy.
God.
Just trifling.
Yes. Okay, listen, y'all. This has been ridiculously an amazing show. Listen, I hope we have made the people proud and excited about just all the information that we're giving to you guys. So y'all know what time it is. It's final thoughts time. My goodness. Final thoughts time, right?
Final thoughts.
Yeah, final thought time. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
come on,
right.
Mike. Come on with it.
Did y'all see that show? I'm tired of watching Mike.
I did.
Yeah.
Was it good?
Okay. Was it
all
good?
Right.
Yes.
Okay, because I know everything about Mike. Robin Givens and the girl, and then he won championships.
Desiree Washington.
And Riddick Bowe knocked him out. I got it. I mean,
but he's trying to do that all-star, like the bringing the boxers back out of retirement, events. So he has to promote himself again if he wants that to. But I'm all for it. I want to see it.
I mean, he's smart. I give him that. Yeah, he's smart. Okay, so final thoughts, y'all. Ken, let's go, man. I know you don't like to go behind Rue, so you know.
Rue don't scare me.
I know.
She be bringing the fire. She be bringing that fire, boy. You know what? I mean, I thought that the critical race theory. I think that's a conversation that we really need to keep in the forefront for our people, because I think a lot of us don't understand what they're trying to do. Trying to whitewash our history. They trying to eliminate our history. They trying to not allow our kids to understand where they come from, but they want to appease the white kids so they won't feel guilty.
Yep.
Well, guess what? That's not our problem. That's not our problem. We teach the real history, and as blacks, no matter what, we need to make sure that our children never forget where they came from, and teach them the true history, even if they're not getting it in the educational system. That's my final thought.
Thank you, sir. Black, what you got, man?
As I've said every time, the more I do this show, my brother Brenton, we could spend 3 hours talking about any one of these subjects. So there's so many things that's plaguing our community, and some of them are funny. Some of them are serious or whatever. I implore our people, as always, don't fall asleep. There's so much going on. Don't be distracted by the white noise, the black noise that's out there. The bigger picture is we are being hunted to extinction, and we've got to wake up. And again, it's beyond getting mad. You know, I love what the younger generation, their passion. If we can marry their passion and ability to get out to do things with some old school wisdoms, the old people, we can win.
I agree with you, sir. I think that is the amazing balance to peanut butter and jelly, is bringing the old with the new. But we can't go there unless everybody is going to go in the vein that they've been assigned to.
Right.
They call the weak youth because they're strong, and they call the old because they're wise.
I like
gotta
that.
put the peanut butter with the jelly, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Got
sir.
to. Because listen, if you don't, gonna get stuck at the roof of your mouth. Okay. I'm playing. Rue.
Okay, so again, I said that we needed to address our education system. So I need more people of color to become education attorneys so that we can fight that system. Because as of right now, I think 7% of us are going to law school, and that's actually dropped from 8% of I don't know how many years ago. How many was that? Since 2019, it dropped. So we need more people in combating our education system in a way that we see it fit, not somebody else sees fit. And then the other thing is, I like what Ken said about making people feel uncomfortable. I think I am a pro at that. Because and I've actually had, I think I told you, Brenton, last week that I had a moment where I had to tell one of my friends, well, she's not really a friend, but a coworker, that I don't follow you people music because I have heard it before. And so I, of course, retaliated in a petty way and was like, I don't listen to you people's music. I don't know what you people be doing. So I had a woman actually address that and say, did you really mean that? And I was like, yes, absolutely. I did mean that with my whole being and my whole heart, because I get tired of hearing stuff from people's mouths. And then they look at us like we're not allowed to say the same thing. Guess what? If you gonna say some uncomfortable mess, I'm gonna say some uncomfortable mess too, and you gonna take it. And I don't care what you gotta say back, because I'm witty with it and I'm quick. So you bet you come with the fire, you gonna get the fire back. Just saying. So I'm not gonna be the turn the other cheek. I don't expect anybody else to be turning the other cheek. You say what you want to say. You get what you get, Karen. You get what you get.
Somebody got a fire extinguisher for that microphone. On fire. Where's Granny? I ain't seen Granny in a minute. Where's Granny at? Tell Granny she get back on here.
Look, taking a nap. Right. Taking a nap.
Oh, Gran. All right. Listen. Wow. I want to say this, y'all. It is our endeavor, and I hope that we are doing this, that we are wanting to bring intellectual integrity to our people. And I hope that we are doing that on a week-to-week basis. I believe we are, because you guys are committed to watching us no matter how long we do this thing. So we're going to continue to bring it, right? So y'all continue to show us some love, because these people are taking time out of their busy schedule to make sure that you and your family are better educated, right? So here's my final thought, y'all. Listen, it is Memorial Day. It is 5/31/2021. And I'm telling you, we can't celebrate the dead, because Lee already told you better stop, Okay.
Yeah, right.
I ain't gonna just say that. But I want to say, for the most part, man, most times you're gonna go out, you're gonna barbecue, and you're gonna have fun. But doggone it, in Texas, it rained like the Dickens, right? But I was a little bit of a clip of somebody at least enjoying themselves for Memorial Day, and so I just want to show you guys.
Uh-oh.
You wrong. You are so wrong. You are so wrong.
Listen, dog. If you ain't had fun like that on Memorial Day, then doggone it, you didn't do nothing today. You hear me?
What? You are so wrong for that.
Oh my God, you going to hell?
Listen,
you
y'all.
Going to hell for that. I was trying not to laugh.
I should have listened. If the white folks ain't going to hell, I sure ain't
Wait
going
a minute. No. What got me was his legs when it went up in the air. It went like this. Like, no. Okay.
Listen, you ain't had Memorial Day if you ain't celebrating it like that. And that young man, I mean, he was celebrating that thing. Shout out to that young lady sitting there with a straight face. Anyway, y'all, that's Rue, that's Black, that's Ken. We'll see y'all Monday. We out of here. Later. Oh, Lord, I can't kill. I'm
I
sorry,
am
man.
dead.